I think COVID was actually a blessing in disguise for me in my career because it taught me a lot of things. I feel like the first thing that it taught me was patience in a lot of aspects. Patience with even unknowing what to do, trying to continue to be patient, training through even when you didn't know if there was going to be an Olympics or not. Patience in the fact that I had been struggling through an injury and I knew that I had a road ahead of me that was going to be really long and hard. And being able to prepare to be patient through a surgery that I needed to get in order for me to, really get my dreams. So it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about reevaluating and making smart decisions for me and for my career and really deciding what I want and deciding that I really wanted to go for it. So, yeah, it's been a crazy year, but I honestly feel like I've come away from it learning more than I would have if it never happened. So my road to recovery has looked like a lot of things. It's been trying to just get better, so taking time off when we knew that we didn't have the Olympics going on this year, to re-injuring the ankle and needing to get surgery on it, to having surgery, to not being able to do a dang thing, to being able to do only the tiny little things, to mental breakdowns and second guessing my abilities. It's looked like a lot of crazy stuff, but there's always been something that I have done, and every single time I've fallen down, I really have gotten back up, even if I didn't want to. I knew I was going to get back up. I would cry when I would get back up sometimes, or I would yell when I got back up sometimes, or I would question my own, why am I doing this, when I got back up sometimes. But I made the decision to always get back up. And so it's been a lot of falling down this recovery journey, but I'll always get back up. So initially I wasn't going to get surgery when I first injured my ankle. My doctors told me, you don't really need it, and it's going to be a really long recovery journey, and you kind of got to get back to the Olympics. Like, you don't have time, don't do it. So I was like, okay, great. So I pushed through, and honestly, I felt fine. Like, I was PRing in every event, and I was like, cool, I don't need this surgery. And then when Olympics were postponed, I still was like, I don't need surgery. Like, it wasn't even a thought. I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna take some time. And then in May, I was doing a beach workout and I twisted my ankle again. And it swelled up really big. And I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, you're so unstable that you've completely re-injured your ankle and you're gonna need surgery. So the biggest reason why I got surgery was because I knew that this had an opportunity to be a cycle where I was just always going to be hurt. And finally, I just wanted it to be completely healed. I wanted to give myself the best chance to be successful. And so I closed my eyes and I jumped. So we'll see if it works out in the end. So 2020 has been crazy for me because it's been a whirlwind of emotions. When I first started the season, I didn't know what was gonna happen because my ankle was barely healed and I didn't feel like I had enough time. But I worked so hard day and night, mentally and physically, and I could not believe my eyes. I couldn't believe how much better I was getting at every single event. And I was actually getting super excited because I knew I was going to surpass my own expectations this year in terms of my score, and on an Olympic year, no less. And so I was just so excited to see all of my hard work come to fruition. And when everything got postponed, there was just this like, dang it. And yes, I know that, oh my goodness, like, you need to take it as you have a whole other year to work hard. But my physical therapist and I actually talk about this all the time. When we are working out, she's always like, oh, but remember last year, like, you just weren't as, and I was like, no, like, it's so crazy because that was 2019 and now we're in like 2020. Like, I was really good this last season, remember? And she's like, oh yeah, we never got a chance to really show like all of the hard work we'd been doing. And as excited as I am to show all the hard work that I'm doing now going into next year, I really wish I would have been able to have a result to reflect how hard I had been working and how much I had been improving. So that was really hard, but I think that's in terms of track and field, and you kind of, at the end of the day, you have to take every single thing that you have that are hardships in stride. And because track is so big in my life, it is hard to minimize any time that you have like, you know, hardships with it. But at the end of the day, you really do have to take a step back and realize how grateful you are for everything that's actually in your life. When I first got my surgery, I basically couldn't do anything. It was 2 weeks of me, hey Chari, sit down and relax because your body has a lot of healing to do. So the only thing I could really do was mental training. Did a lot of meditation, a lot of just like visualization of my body being perfectly healed. And as soon as I got my cast on, it was really, really amazing because I was able to start doing like little things. And yes, they were little tiny things, but they were things I did not take for granted. I was grateful for every day that I was able to be in the gym. And I just worked as hard as I could at what I could. And then as soon as my cast got off, I was in a boot. And then just slowly, we just kind of just started incorporating step by step everything we can do, pushing the boundaries when we can, making sure that we're taking care of the foot along the way. And it was really all about consistency. No matter how small the effort is, if you do it over time, it's going to give you some sort of result. And so me working as hard as I could at whatever I could every single day was something that allowed me to get back to where I needed to be physically before I'm able to even be on the track. So my goal is to, before I'm even cleared to run, which I'm still not cleared to run right now, but before I'm even cleared to run, I want to be stronger than I ever have been. So when it's time to run again, it's easy. And I can't even believe that I can do this. And honestly, I feel like I'm feeling more confident every single day that I'm going to be where I need to be by next year. I know that I've got a really long journey ahead of me. I think about it every day, but I'm excited because I know that I'm in a good headspace and I'm ready to put in every single effort I can so that I can do anything.